Hello. So today what we went over was what you might have missed during the asynchronous Wednesday. So if you have any questions, you can go in the past one up on Wednesday. We went over basically how to find that video. I'm assuming if you found this video, you know where the first one is. So after that, we worked on theme. So now what we did is similar to central idea, we talked about what theme is. We talked about how to find it, and we read stories and figured out our own themes. So we had this. It states, what is theme and what do you know about theme? Because while you might have touched on it in 5th grade, we're going a little bit deeper into 6th grade. So while this takes a few seconds to load, what is theme? And what they already knew. A lot of the kids had already figured out that theme could be broken into the and then message. Oh, I'm struggling to type. Not type right. In my defense, I'm using this. So, the message. So, what is the author trying to get you to understand? It is a lesson or real-world connection that a reader gets from reading a story. And this is not usually stated, but can be inferred or implied. And it is not one word. Well, I made it a joke and repeated it multiple times. I really wanted kids to know that it is not one word. So saying friendship is a theme, or love is a theme, or happiness is a theme, or any of the similar words is not going to describe a theme. It can be a part that you can elaborate on, because what about friendship? What about love? What about happiness is the theme? Some common themes that we have seen or they have heard about are be prepared, actions speak louder than words, money doesn't buy happiness, practice and persistence pays off, don't wait until the last minute, don't be jealous of others, cheating does not pay off in the end, good can come from bad, don't judge a book by its cover, and family is important. Similar words or reworded of these is there's always a silver lining, the grass is always greener, early bird catches the worm. Those are all slow and steady wins the race. Those are all themes that you could work on with. And a story or book or any piece of text can have more than one theme. That's one of the things that makes themes so confusing for kids, is there is no right or wrong answer. Because it's not one word, but you can have any theme as long as it is supported with text evidence. So as long as you can support your answer, your theme is valid. So I read them this story, Layla's Lesson. Layla and her family lived in a large house in a playground, in a neighborhood full of kids. She made friends easily, and Layla would often have friends over to play in her backyard. They'd play kick the can and hide and seek and run and laugh until dark. Next door lived a grouchy old man named Harry Smith. He would often grumble about Layla's dog barking or if anyone stepped on his lawn. The kids in the neighborhood referred to Layla's neighbor as Scary Harry. He would often shake his fist and yell at the children through the window to stop making so much noise. One day, Layla was feeling guilty for all the names she and the neighborhood kids called the old man next door. She told her mom about the way she was feeling. Her mom asked her what she was going to do about it. Her mom told her that she would support her in her decision. Layla knew that meant that her mom wanted her to start solving her own problems. After some thought, Layla decided to bake some of her homemade oatmeal and raisin cookies and bring them over to Mr. Smith. Nervously, she rang the doorbell and waited on Mr. Smith's front steps. When Mr. Smith finally arrived at the door, he couldn't help but smile at Layla, as she handed him the platter of cookies. They became friends of an unlikely sort. Scary Mr. Harry was actually a war veteran, full of fascinating stories and a great listener. Layla would share her own war stories of growing up, and Mr. Smith would give a comforting smile and tell her it would all be okay. When they put in the chat, a lot of the ones were don't judge a book by its cover. They explained, well, that everyone thought he was a grouchy old man and would be mean and scary Mr. Harry. He was actually someone full of fascinating stories and a great listener who eventually Mr. Smith became friends with. Became friends with Layla. Another one was actions speak louder than words, because Layla feels guilty and she tells her mom. Her mom asks her, okay, what are you going to do about it? Because it is great that you say you feel bad. How are you going to make it up to him? Those are some of the answers we received. Another story was Bend It. Isaac always wanted to be on the Benders soccer team. When Isaac was very little, he would watch his older brother Zach play on the team and over time become a local hero. The Benders were undefeated and had won countless championships. Zach was on track for a scholarship to the state university. Isaac was always envious of Zach and wanted to be just like his brother. Isaac's father was the coach of the team, and he begged his dad to let him on the team, even though he was a year younger than the rest of the boys. His father agreed, but told Isaac that he would have to work twice as hard to keep up with the older boys. His dad also told him that he would have to be even harder on Isaac so the other boys on the team wouldn't think he was playing favorites. Soccer practice was tough. Every day the team practiced long and hard. Weeks of practice were endured, and many times Isaac felt like quitting. He was sore and tired and often wondered why he had wanted this so badly. Often he knelt down on the soccer field feeling like he was going to throw up. Of course, the other boys didn't feel too badly for him, since they had been through the same thing. The Benders trained hard for the state championship, and they knew they would face some nasty competition. The big day of the championship arrived, and Isaac watched with nervous excitement as his team won the first game of the competition. The second game, Isaac got to play for a few minutes and even made an epic block, but was benched for most of the time because he just wasn't as good as the other boys. Yet. Isaac didn't get to play much, but felt really proud to be part of the team. The Benders went on to win the championship, and Zach was the hero again. For the first time, though, Isaac didn't feel jealous of Zach. He wondered why. So the kids will say practice and persistence pays off because Isaac trained so hard to get to play in that game. He made an epic block and he finally made the team. You have don't be jealous of others because Isaac always thought that Zach was the best. And when he saw the work and the effort that went into being the best, he understood why Zach was so good. And he, in the end, even says Isaac didn't feel jealous of Zach. You have a lot that goes into this. Don't give up was another one that, it wasn't on the list, kids said, because he kept trying, even though he felt like quitting, and he was sore, and he was, why am I going here? So often the answers varied, but as long as they're able to back it up, we're good. The last one was a video. So we would have things like practice and persistence pays off, never give up, don't judge a book by its cover, things like that. We then went into our language arts notebook, and on page 50, where is it? 58, we worked on our theme page together where we went over the answers, which became the truth or central idea a story reveals is the definition. This can be moral life lessons, debatable opinions, and it is implied, not stated. And any theme is valid if you support it with text evidence. Now, we also went over the work that they could have missed um, for the asynchronous day. That being, let me scroll up. That being the geography vocab that you should have already seen in Wednesday's video. We placed them together. And we placed the Freyer's model as much as we could. Hopefully, this is a good starting point about what you missed if you were not here on Thursday.